Hello and thanks for joining us. A new state law takes effect tonight that lawmakers hope will address the state's fentanyl crisis. Austin's law increases the punishment for drug dealers who illegally distribute fentanyl. Cecily Stout sat down with a police chief and a program director at an addict recovery center to hear why they say the law is a step in the right direction.
That's right, Lori. Senate Bill 465, or Austin's Law, is one of the new laws that went into effect this morning. It punishes drug dealers if their product causes a fentanyl overdose. Under the law, these dealers could be charged with a felony.
I think with the accountability, I think it will definitely help. It'll make people think twice about selling it.
Under the new law, dealers can be charged with aggravated involuntary manslaughter if they cause a death by fentanyl overdose. If convicted, dealers can face between 10 to 30 years in prison, up to life. Perry Police Chief Alan Everidge says they've been dealing with fentanyl overdoses for a while.
I do think it's necessary. I think it gives us another tool to try to be a deterrent and hold people responsible who put this poison on the street.
When it comes to trying a case under Austin's law, Everidge says prosecutors and law enforcement will have their work cut out for them.
I think there's a lot of learning in this law. I don't think you're going to see this case made every day or every week across the state of Georgia. I think it's going to take a lot to make these kind of cases.
Everidge and Trip Talley with Macon Recovers say this law is a step in the right direction.
Do I think it's probably going to stop everybody from selling? No, because there's a great customer base, unfortunately.
The problem is going to continue popping up. You know, if one person gets incarcerated and convicted and stops selling, there's going to be two more that pop up in their place.
Talley says fentanyl overdoses have become a part of everyday conversations. That's why they have overdose aid kits at spots around Macon, filled with Narcan and fentanyl test kits. He thinks education is one of the alternative ways to fight against addiction.
I think that's where the community as a whole can really help steer people away from the criminal side of drugs.
The Houston County Coroner says in the first 3 months of 2024, there were 6 overdose deaths, all involving fentanyl. Since then, there's an additional 18 pending cases waiting for toxicology results with the GBI. Back to you.
At a news conference in Macon last week, Georgia Attorney General Chris Carr said the state's gang prosecution unit recently seized 15 pounds of fentanyl in Augusta. He says that amount was enough to kill 3.5 million Georgians.